The drama continues. If you go on SBF's Twitter, he's been going off for the past 4 days now since the incidents have happened, and he essentially tweeted an apology yesterday, followed by a resignation today. This is the official press release saying that FTX is now filing for bankruptcy and the CEO, which is SBF, is resigning from the company. And he went off on Twitter again, but again, this is just to show that greed can really destroy one of the most richest people in the world. I don't get it. Like, it's happened again and again in the past, and they still make the exact same mistake that we have seen before. Like, SBF has done what all the other guys who have failed in financial crisis in the past before, from essentially taking their customer funds without their consent and being one of the largest exchange in the world, and they hold $8 billion of customer fund, loan it to their hedge fund, Alameda Research, take extraordinary amount of risk, especially in this market, and failed and got probably margin called, lost all of $8 billion, create a gaping hole in their balance sheet of $8 billion, and now they cannot pay it back, and they're trying to raise $9 billion in this market. Like, no one is going to give them any money because they screwed over Sequoia, Kevin O'Leary, essentially OTPP, all of the big institutional investors, and they also pissed off their other like founders that are in the same industry, like Binance, Kraken. They're not going to support this guy, especially when he did something super illegal like this. Like, no one gave him the consent to lend out his customer funds, and he did it anyway. The thing with these guys is that they try to create the synergy and think that they can take advantage of the market, and he's better than a lot of these retail investors and go on behalf of them to trade for them. But people cannot be consistently smart, and a lot of times in finance, it's focused more on risk management rather than being like one of the best trader every time, because that's impossible. And this guy made a lot of money from finding one strategy, which is arbitrage between the Japan and US market for Bitcoin back in the days. And that has now diminishing return because those strategies are very short term. Made money from that, created that hedge fund, and then created an exchange which does really well, but continue to try and make even more money. And for what? He was gonna give it to charity anyway. Regardless, he's in a lot of emotional distress. He's not going to a great time. So be careful and don't make the same mistakes that every single cycle these guys make.